So guys, it is now back to Chery hot seat in the red Chery. That's Mama Neo, she's our designated driver. And today in the hot seat we have none other than the anticipated giant BK. It's very nice to have friends, you know, that work with Chiller's Punch. Yay! And they even know.
Always.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous. I don't know what to expect. Why do you call it a hot seat? Why do you call it a hot seat?
Kula told me to call it a hot seat because I'll be asking questions like such.
Oh my goodness.
So hi BK, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very excited. Can't wait to hear what everything is about. You
can't wait to hear what everything is about?
Yeah.
I'm taking it that you've not watched my videos since you don't know what this is about.
I've seen 1 and 2, and everything else has been highlights.
And what do you feel about the videos so far that you have seen?
I feel like you're an investigator at this point. I don't know, you're digging up information.
You feel like I'm an investigator,
yeah,
but do you think that it's a bad thing to investigate and bring up information?
I don't think so, to be honest, because I feel like you're actually the glue that we need.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, everyone is just about their business.
Really?
And it's like, it's very nice to see people that we've spent that we know so much of each other, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, because like, yeah, people are just weird, man.
People are weird, like in general, like with fan bases or with like people that we've been on the show with.
People we've been on the show with.
They're weird. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, they're so weird. It's so, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest. But I mean, we're here now.
We're here now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into it, and I'm gonna start. I always start with like hot questions, straight into it. I don't hold back.
Okay.
Are you?
Can I also ask you a question?
Most definitely. There was only one guest that wasn't allowed to ask questions, and he's not gonna be allowed to.
Okay. No problem.
But are you and your girlfriend still together?
Yes. Fortunately, we are together.
I really love that for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
In the house, you had built one strong connection with someone very beautiful, and apparently it was just platonic, but to myself and a lot of other people on the outside, and also give us some feedback on how your girlfriend felt about it when you came out.
Yes.
Was there like really nothing going on there?
Yeah, according to us, there really wasn't nothing going on because most people were not part of our like one-on-one conversations. So I can understand how perhaps other people saw it from a different lens, you know, because the honest truth is that we just got along, and we really had a lot of fun together. And and my girlfriend really didn't have much of an issue with it, especially knowing the type of person that I am, because she also understood the reason why I went to the show. She understood the type of person that I am, like, you know, everything.
There was a time when I asked you like about who did you tell that you're going on the show, and like how was it before, and you told me that your girlfriend actually didn't know that you were going on the show.
Yes.
So how does that correlate with what you just said now? You said that they don't understand. Your girlfriend knew what you went on the show for, but she actually didn't know that you're going on the show.
I mean, she didn't really know why I was. She didn't know that I'm going to the show.
Yeah.
But what she knew was that like what is like deeply within me that I want to unleash, because one of the reasons why I went to the show was kind of like an unconventional reason, because I literally went there for impact, you know. I went there I didn't necessarily go there I went there to like shake things up, but not in a way that people like everybody else would want to shake things up. I don't know if I'm making sense.
And you did, but you just played it cool all the time, and you also like stood behind. You stood behind when people would like blame, and obviously nobody actually suspected you because you were BK. Yeah,
because to go back to the reason why I actually went to the show, I went to the show to represent my world, to represent things that stimulate my mind.
Yes.
I'm sure, I don't know if you're aware, but I've recently started a foundation.
Yes, I
am. That's a foundation that I had to sort of like represent what I'm standing for first, before I can now say that I'm opening the door to help everybody else be able to represent such. Okay. You know? So yeah, the reason why I went there was far bigger than me, man. It was to really create like a real life impact. Yeah.
A lot of the time people would say that the person that you were really close with in the house controlled you. So being the platonic friendship that you had with the person, would you say you were controlled?
No, definitely not. And I've mentioned this multiple times. She's one person that I connected with the most. And when you have someone that, because when you enter into an environment where it's just strangers, the immediate human response is to seek comfort in something, someone.
So you didn't find that in me?
I did.
Yeah.
However, I also understood that as soon as your situation escalated, I was happy for you. To such an extent that I'm probably one of the people in the house that never saw anything wrong with how you and Akona were. You know,
I know
how close you were. I had no problem with that. I was like, yo, this is,
you know,
like this is how I would act if I had my partner in the house. You know, so I really understood.
I definitely see that, and like I said, I had Uyanda, right? And personally, for me, a winner besides myself first in Sweet Kuluva would be between you and Uyanda.
Thank you so much.
You obviously know that I'm a big fan of yours. And also, how did you feel when you got Chilla's punch? To be honest, I did not see that one coming.
For real?
But I knew that you were drunk all the time. And you were a weakling. You couldn't even take maybe 4. You would get drunk over 3.
No, because the difference between drinking there and drinking like outside here is because you're on time. You understand? So you have to sort of like, okay, but that wasn't the main question. The question was, how do I feel being the ambassador, right? So
how did you feel when you got to be the ambassador? Did you expect it?
No, I genuinely didn't, especially because everyone was sort of like put out there everyone was gunning for it. You know, there was no like only the top 10 is eligible for it, or only the top 5 is eligible for it. It was everyone. And for me, because I'm a numbers person, I was already like, oh snap, I'm number 10 in the season. So there's no way I'm beating number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But personally, MacG don't come for me. Like MacG just mentions anyone and says anyone's names on his podcast, and this is not really a podcast. I don't think it was based on I don't think he chose his people based on votes. I think he chose these people based on who he feels will be the best influencer.
You think so?
I don't think he based it on votes. And I think that he chose well. I also believe so. I also think that he really chose well because because in terms of the house itself, I believe me and Uyanda sort of represented Chilla's punch the most. You did.
You understand?
Definitely.
Our journey with being ambassadors of the beverage didn't just start when we came out. You understand? It's something that we lived, and then fortunately enough, when we came out, there was that, and it was like we got it, you know, which I'm so grateful for. It's such an amazing brand. It's supported by an amazing group of people. So yeah, I'm very happy about it.
I think out of all, congratulations to that.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy, as I said.
Thank you so much.
I think that out of everybody's evictions or like unfair dismissals or anything, you had the most positive one. You went out like a champion.
Yes.
And like nobody really does that.
Yeah.
So you're actually a great loser.
I was.
You're a great
I really
loser.
was. And I'll wear that on my chest, bro. Because even me, when I left, I genuinely I didn't expect to get such great reception. Considering how perhaps reserved I was, you know. I wasn't like the
Would you say you were reserved? I would say you were a cool kid, but just not amongst the guys. I think that you were a cool kid amongst the ladies. Amongst the guys, like, they didn't see you coming.
Yeah, I also believe.
What do you have to say for yourself about being a player since you make it like you were this? I remember all years before we went on to the show, right? So we would go down this lockdown period of 1 week.
Wait, you can't talk about that.
Well, I mean, I was evicted with no shoes on.
Okay, you didn't expect that.
I mean, you also that also wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
So you had a pink Bible come to you.
I had a pink Bible come to me. Oh, snap.
Because you needed something to read.
I can't believe you actually remember that. Yeah,
yes.
I needed something to read. So I got a pink Bible from this other angel.
Yeah.
If I may put it like that.
Yes.
Because I was really struggling throughout the process. I was really struggling, but like.
Then I received the pink Bible with the muffin on it.
Yes.
So I would have thought that. So okay, I think let's be honest. I think we both knew where the Bible went to and came from when we got into the house.
Yeah, when we got into the house. Yes.
So the first day when Sweet Kuluva won, he's head of house.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
he didn't choose either of us.
And then we took it personally.
He chose Mbuzi the Mbuzi, and we took it personally.
I remember it was such a what? We both didn't see that coming.
Yes,
However,
because like the whole of like that evening and the day he was with us, and then he went and he chose Mbuzi the Mbuzi.
But then I guess it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it makes sense, and then whatever.
So I think also a lot of people, like, besides, I was talking to Luzuko the day before yesterday. Like, when I came out, I had found out that people had shipped us together.
Shipped you and Luzuko?
Yeah, I didn't know about that. But only when I came out, I found out. And then people also shipped you and I together. So I know you're gonna talk of it from a point of being Sweet Kuluva's friend, but
that's the truth, though.
What?
That's the truth.
What's
like I
the
feel
truth?
like if it wasn't like that, then perhaps you wouldn't have gotten into any other ship. If it wasn't him, it wouldn't have been anybody else
With who?
in that house.
If it wasn't Sweet Kuluva,
Yeah,
then it wouldn't have been anyone else.
No.
Why do you say so?
because I wouldn't have been okay with it. Because you know why, no?
Yeah.
Most of the people that we're with,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because I was always a quiet person.
Yes.
I would overhear certain conversations that I wasn't even in.
Yes.
And I kind of sort of got an impression from the majority of the house. Let me not say everyone.
Yes.
The majority of the house.
Yes.
And I told you this as well, that most people didn't really
Like me.
Yeah, they didn't.
Why do you think that is though?
No, it's not what I think. It's what I heard.
Why?
You know,
Why
I
is
would,
that
I
though?
would hear multiple conversations because you're attractive. I think that's the most basic human instinct. You had it all, you know.
Yeah.
You sort of like you're smart, you're articulate, you have like all the.
You
features.
meaning like the ladies? You meaning
mainly the ladies?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
mainly the ladies.
Oh,
because-
and they were like a guy as well.
yeah, even guys. Some guys just thought that.
I know.
You think you're
Which one you took?
too good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, like, to be honest, I didn't see myself as that, and I don't care also. Because if you don't see yourself in a certain way, and these people are like making
Yeah.
these irrelevant, I'm like, okay, then,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah,
But
you
okay,
sort of
now maybe I see myself as attractive a bit more than I used to. But in that house, nah,
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
kind
a
of
thing
like-
of that.
Like for me, it reminds me of high school, bro. Like
Yeah.
the woman or the guy and girl that had it all, like tend to have the most hate, you know.
Yeah.
And when we get into Big Brother, we sort of like go back to our primate instinct,
Yes.
you know. And that's how people will look at you like,
Yeah.
ah, no, I'm better than her. Oh no, she's better than me, or you know. And then they start to feel that some type of way. Multiple women in that house vocalized it. But I won't mention names. I've heard.
You told me like the
I
first
heard them.
day.
Yeah,
you
I
were
told
like,
you.
no, there's gonna be some people that are planning to build fires with you and stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, where'd you hear that? And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I see how it
I did
goes.
say- I
but
did
I
say
was
from
like
the
so
beginning.
not bothered. It's actually weird.
Yeah.
It's actually, and then you kissed like 3 ladies in the house,
No.
right? Yes, you did.
That's not true.
BK, I watched you.
No, that's not true. That's what you think.
Okay, I watched you kiss the Queen of Gold.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't, guys. I promise you.
So
I
what
didn't.
was it then?
Like it was angles, bro. Like
It was angles.
yeah, it was angles.
So
It's
the like
something
lips
that-
didn't smack.
No, they didn't,
Okay,
bro. We
okay.
didn't.
Okay.
The only person
Yes.
I can't mention names, right? So,
You
but
can. It's not derogatory. I mean, kisses. Very
it
much
is
loving.
derogatory.
Okay.
I'm not taking that.
Explain though. Explain.
Yeah, so the situation is the first week situation, which I feel like is part of the reason why that gained me the most.
The first week situation.
After the Saturday night party,
You kissed someone,
I was sitting on my
Yes.
bed, right,
and the person came to kiss
and the
you.
person just came and like ran off. Yeah, they just like
Yes.
landed a kiss and then they just ran.
Is
off.
it the soccer lady?
That's yeah.
Oh,
it is,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's,
okay.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
That's-
that one might have not been true.
That's the only thing that happened.
Okay.
And then henceforth, it was just me just being caring with everyone.
other
in the
ladies.
house.
So
Yeah.
apparently there was a time where the soccer lady pulled the blanket off of your face and then you were kissing.
Yeah, and then she says that she heard sounds and whatnot.
Was there no kiss at that
No,
time?
there wasn't.
See, you literally only kissed one girl,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even like what you done on your own.
No.
So it wasn't
Exactly.
consensual.
I guess because
I became you a ladies' man, like
no, but like let me put it like this, now. I wouldn't say it wasn't. It how can I put this, bro? Like for me, a kiss.
yeah.
I don't want to say it wasn't consensual because
Yes.
we did have a conversation earlier
Oh,
on
okay.
about it.
Yeah.
We not about her doing the kiss, but
Yeah.
about our admirers. We had
Yeah.
like we had conversations about people that we had interest in,
Mm.
and never once was I part of her list, and never once was she part of my list, right?
Okay.
And then when it happened, it sort of, for me, it sort of translated as, oh, maybe this person is trying to tell me something. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's literally it. Because, yeah, that was literally it. It was just that.
Okay, no, that is a better understanding of what happened.
Yeah.
Because even myself, I didn't know about it. So I was like, let me,
Yeah.
you know. Then on the last day when I left, right?
Yes.
I kept like we were talking. I don't know, that clip always comes up on TikTok where I'm like, no, BK, he's actually my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Did you see Sweet Kula? Okay, do you ask a girl out to be your girlfriend? Or do you just decide, nah, this girl is my girlfriend?
No, you have to vocalize it.
You have to vocalize it.
Yeah.
So I don't think that I was wrong in doing that, hey?
Because he hadn't vocalized it. I
Yeah.
don't know how far you guys were in
Yeah.
your relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's okay. I also don't think it's also okay if I'm talking to someone and we have like we're echoing the same sentiment
Yeah.
about something and you're acting out of that, then I can call you out on some highball.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to make me rush into making that decision?
Yeah.
You know, which I believe that's where he was.
Yes.
You know, however, because he hadn't actually asked you to be his girl, perhaps that was like I feel like you were also playing a game in that situation.
Hello. Hi.
Are they coming?
That's the kid. It's a small boy. I don't even know how he knows me. But yes,
if they
no,
do come,
I do get what she's saying. And
Yeah.
then there was like something else that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So I forgot to ask you under this. How much chillers punch do you get a month?
How
Like,
much-
and how often do you get chillers punch? Because like, let's just
Okay.
say I'm having a party.
Yeah.
Or some, okay, now let's just say you having a party. Just now people gonna say, look at
Yeah.
this colored girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't even drink,
You
man.
have exactly.
Yeah.
But like just to push my luck, you know. Let's just say you having a party
Yeah.
and I invited 60 people and they drink until they drop. They have fish lips. The children they have fish lips.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get like chillers punch for all of those people?
If you want to have a party, just hit me up.
Really?
Yeah, you have it.
I didn't say it. He said it.
Yeah, if you want to, just hit me up. We can definitely do it.
Are you friends?
Drinks are fine.
Are you?
I don't have to worry about that.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And, you know, I'll take you up on this offer. I might get married soon and then you sponsor the wedding with the drinks. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
And then, are you friends with any of the people after Big Brother?
I wouldn't necessarily say friends. I'm okay with a lot of them.
Yes.
I'm only not okay with people that are not okay with me, to be honest.
Okay.
And those are people that went on a smear campaign, bro, on my name, you know?
People smeared your name
Yeah, they did.
from Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like the housemates.
Yeah, but not outside the house, inside the house.
Oh, yes.
You know, yeah, there were people that were just NTBK, like BK is trash, BK is like.
Why do you
like,
think that is though?
Nah, I saw the clips.
I'm saying, why do you think that they said that?
Perhaps because I didn't take them on the love interests and the offers.
Oh, ladies. There was
Yeah, it's
ladies.
Oh, also, like, there's a couple of gents as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
there
don't
was a
take them
couple
on
of-
their love offers.
Yeah, but there's also a couple of gents that just felt like maybe our energies didn't align. I don't know.
There was this time when we were in the hot tub jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, when we get in the jacuzzi, we have to take our mics off and our
Yes,
belts
yes.
off, right? And then, like, you and it was 4 of us. And you were sitting and you were talking to Guluva in the corner, and you said to him, like, it was like the first week where you wanted to leave because you missed your girlfriend.
Yes. I
And
remember that.
also, you feel like there was no girl in the house that was worth risking it for your girlfriend.
I remember that conversation. Yeah, I remember.
Because like she was your girlfriend was so beautiful, and I love that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
is
like
there
it
a
so
particular
much.
question you want to ask me about that?
No, just elaborate on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did have a conversation about that mainly because I feel like me and Akona received a lot of like backlash, bro, from the females in the house for not making advances on them, right?
Yeah.
Like it was always. I
Spirits
remember.
of chicken.
Yeah, there was
Wababa.
talk about spirit of chicken whenever perhaps we don't want to engage in the game, you know, or when they sort of like propose an idea of like, let's do this activity.
Oh, you were
and
also
then,
not
like,
a part of it.
of the games?
Yeah.
No. I only participated in one game in the beginning when we were doing the Never Have I Ever.
Was it Never Have I Ever or was We Listen, We Don't Judge? Wasn't it We Listen, We Don't Judge?
It was
Yes,
We Listen, We Don't. That's the only one that I did. And then
Same.
I lied there, bro. Yo,
I also lied.
I lied. Because also I didn't want to be like bottom of the barrel first week. I'm like, yo, these people are going to say this guy's boring. They're voting me out.
But
so I was like, nah.
Why didn't you want to do my prank with me?
Because
of the first week, were you scared?
No, it wasn't necessarily being scared as much as for me it was like I felt like people were looking at us.
People,
you know,
how are they
like,
gonna look at us late in the night?
No,
like when everyone is sleeping, 3, 2, 1 in the morning, when everyone has a headlock, and then I just go to the toilet and.
Like I'm a fan of can I mention it? A thingy.
Yes.
A show.
Yes.
Survivor. You know Survivor. So one of the things that I know about Survivor is that the perception is reality.
Yes.
Whenever people are anxious.
Yes.
So whenever the conversation that we had, people never knew anything about it.
Yeah.
So they would always think that either we're scheming, or we are fake housemates.
Yes.
Or so I just felt like perhaps it was too early for us to go that hard. You know, I wanted us. Remember, I kept on saying not now because one of you wanted to put poop in the fridge,
in the freezer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I wasn't wrong though. People were gonna love that prank. I'm telling you, but the housemates weren't.
The housemates weren't, and I felt like because I was thinking long game.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could have taken you on the offer to do more pranks earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, because there was so much more.
There were so many pranks, like when I was stealing Luzuko and Savage's glasses.
And when you put the locust in was it
Melino's shoes? And also like putting K, like I think in Suku had a crown and I put it by KB's
head. So that I remember. Yeah, you did a lot. And you did that within the space of 1 week.
It was the first week.
That was too crazy. For me, that was like, yo, I'm still settling in, bro. Like.
But it's understandable shame. I mean, I get it, PK, but that was boring of you not to continue my prank. And then there's this other question that I have for you. It's, do you remember when we were in the group A? And
oh yes,
you're the only guy.
And then you tore our script.
I tore your script.
You tore my
tore
script,
also like the other posters that I didn't want a part of it.
Yeah, I remember
and then
that.
you decided you were also gonna shy away from me.
No, I never did.
You shied away from me in the sense of like you continued with your group work, and you forgot about me during that. So you felt like I was terribly wrong for that.
No, as hard as it was to shy away from you in that moment, I only had the presentation in mind, and knowing your capabilities, bro. I just knew that you could literally just learn something and. You could learn whatever that we were doing within like 10 minutes, you know? However, most of we just needed to look like we're doing something.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we're just throwing ideas and it wasn't necessarily shying away from you. It was like...
So you guys, you know what I didn't like? You guys threw me out of the group and then used my whole idea.
No, we didn't throw you out of the group.
You guys threw me out of the group and then you used my whole idea.
No.
So
remember the conversation we had, bro? Like, we said... I came to you immediately when you had the fallout with the other lady.
Yeah.
Came to you. I was like, please fix it. I know, I'm not saying be friends with her. Just do it for the sake of the presentation. I'm not saying be friends. Just let's get over the presentation. Yeah. And then you can mize her, you know?
Yeah.
I went to her as well. I remember when I spoke to you, you thought that I'm choosing her side.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, none of you are right in this instance because fine, you can have your personal fallout, but let it not affect
the group.
It's like
I also think if it hadn't been for the fight in the group, I feel like our group would have won.
I really think so as well because we literally had to start over. I think it was Wednesday night.
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday night. It happened Wednesday night, and then we had to start over on Thursday morning.
And we had to. No, it happened on Tuesday night. So it was the first night we got the presentation. Remember?
I can't remember.
And then we started. Then Wednesday I refused to do any work.
Yeah.
And then Thursday morning.
And then you would just come to just mess everything up. that was so chaotic of you, man.
Yeah, no, it was bad. But I appreciate the fact that you came and then you still stood on business after that.
Yeah.
So do you feel like there was any time when you like have a conversation that showed on TikTok or something that you're guilty of?
Yes.
What
Do I?
You do?
That I feel guilty of. Yeah. Nah, I think for most of the things that I was doing in that house, I was very intentional.
Oh, okay.
You know, I believe like I was very intentional. There's nothing. I don't have any regrets in the house. I went there to the main thing. So people can look at it however way they want to look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I went in there wanting to, because we couldn't talk about my spirituality, which is basic. It's not.
Which is the wackest thing.
It's
that was the wackest thing.
It's who I am. It's my main thing.
Literally.
And so, going there, I just had to make sure that I couldn't speak about the Bible, so I had to live it.
Okay.
You know, and I feel like I tried to do that to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And I guess the testament to that is what you said earlier on about when I came out. It literally felt like, for me, it was more celebratory than it was, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's how I felt as well. I felt like,
I also felt like, so if you had to take your character, since you're saying you lived out the Bible, you had to live it out, try to the best of your ability to live it out.
Yeah,
which character of the Bible would you give yourself, looking at yourself from that point of view in Big Brother and looking at yourself from the Bible perspective? I have one, but like I'm gonna let you go first.
For me?
I have one for you.
That's crazy.
I do.
I will say, I'll go with like I will say either Paul or David.
I was also thinking David. Do you know why?
Because, underdog.
David, because he's very gentle. He was a shepherd boy.
Yes.
And like, you know, he grew on top. People didn't see him, but he was there.
Yes, exactly.
And at the same time, he also cheated with Bathsheba. And you were playing girls and you have a girlfriend. So being that David cheated with Bathsheba,
I feel like that's the main thing. I didn't even think about that. I thought about the gentle and being a shepherd and also being an underdog. But I don't think anyone saw me coming.
Yeah, no one saw you coming. And like also just the Bathsheba part, let's not forget that. And also besides that, David is also the psalmist and he wrote all the psalms. And I think that everything he wrote was with a good heart and it was intentional.
Yes.
And even though like everything that happened to him, losing the baby from him cheating, he still was able to get back with his wife afterwards. And he was still able to stop his fasting because he knew that the baby was
let's forget about the infidelity part. Let's focus on the positive.
No, but like I mean, he was rejuvenated. He was revived. He was resurrected. So congrats, David. That's drinking holy wine, chillest punch.
Non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic. Okay, so what are you doing now?
What am I doing now?
Yeah.
I'm focused on my foundation so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm an ambassador for Chiller's Punch, which I'm enjoying very much. However, aside from being an ambassador for Chiller's Punch, I'm working on my foundation.
Yeah.
The journey has just started. I released phase 1, part 1 of what we're working on. Because remember, in my first presentation, I mentioned that I believe for us to have a positive society, we need a good society. We need positive men.
Yes.
Need good men. So I'm working on the young boys and young men in our society the vision is really to have a drug-free society, a criminal-free society, and a gender-based violence-free society. Okay. So, and I believe it starts from a young age. Yeah, it starts from the young men and young boys. So I'm taking the responsibility very seriously of any other thing that's going to happen henceforth. Because I'm just trying to use the platform for something that nobody else has used it for, you know, because I feel like I've resonated with so many, not only women, but so many men.
Men as well.
You know, I get so many, most of the DMs that I actually get is men just asking me to, it's gents that are just trying to, how do you do this? You know, like, I want to be your friend and whatnot. I'm like, I can't be all your guys' friends. You know, I can just try to reach you guys as far as I can.
So you're rejecting friends?
No, not rejecting
Okay.
them. I'm just explaining. Perhaps we could. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible friend.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
I won't be as present as you would like me to.
Yes.
However, in my actions and in my, I believe I will get there at some point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There was another question that I had for you. I think it was in accordance to, like, do you get a lot of ladies in your DMs and like at the malls and stuff? Is it still crazy for you?
No, and I'm being honest.
No.
No, it's like I just said now.
You're just
it's
like a normal person.
It's mainly
Yeah.
guys. It's mainly guys that send me messages who are always just trying to navigate
Yeah.
through their own struggles and hustles.
Yeah.
And and I'm always happy to reach out back, you know, like whenever I can.
I literally have 2 last questions for you.
I also
Then
have a
we
question
done.
for you.
Okay, let me ask mine.
You don't think I should ask first?
No, let me ask mine. I don't want to forget them.
Okay.
So, with what you just told me, remember our first conversation, like getting into the house, we were still
Yes,
dressed.
I
Are
remember.
you still a hustler?
Yes, I am.
You still
I'll
consider
still-
yourself as a hustler, even after what I told you about a hustler?
I
You
know
still
that.
a BK.
I know you prefer
You a grinder.
Yeah, grinding and hustling is synonyms. bruh.
Hustling is like I'm by the robots,
No.
and you're asking
that's
for
begging.
5 rand. That's hustling. Oh,
No,
I'm
that's
hustling
begging.
5 rand.
That's why we call them respectfully
Yeah.
beggars.
Yeah.
That's begging. You know, a hustler is something. Hustler and a grinder is the same thing.
Hustler and a grinder.
Yeah.
I think that's very Americanized though, but like I do get your point. So you're
Yeah.
still a hustler.
Yes, I'm still trying to make the most of my opportunities.
Okay,
Yes.
now I forgot the other question, so you can go on to yours.
So I wanted to ask you, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be the luckiest woman in the country right now?
In
I
the
mean,
country?
In the country.
Why would you say I am?
Because you are in a honeymoon phase with someone that you love very dearly, right?
Yeah.
And you have the love and support of everyone while you're doing that. Not to mention, you guys as a unit are basically millionaires, right? How does it feel? Like, right now I'm asking this question for all the angels, all the Ash angels out there. How does it feel to be Ashley? How does it feel?
I still feel normal.
Yeah.
Like, I think the honeymoon phase is over with the relationship.
I
But
don't
like,
think
I'm
so.
still in the relationship.
Yeah.
But I think it's very normal.
Mm.
I still feel like Ashley, you know, sometimes like I still don't use toilet paper in the toilet. I still use dirty washing.
So you don't feel blessed? Don't feel
I
blessed?
feel like God has blessed me a lot, more than I could ever imagine, more than I could ask for. But I always say like there's still a lot of work to be done, so I keep myself humble in that. And also, like I was just telling, I can't remember, I think it was either Mama Neo or someone else the other day, I was like, when you have God in your life, right, nothing bad can ever happen to you.
That's true.
Like even if you're gonna die, you know you're going to heaven, and
That's
nothing too good can happen to you, because then it's like, okay, I haven't reached heaven's gates yet, so how is this the best thing that's ever happened to me? So I just keep myself at level pace. Like I still feel like I'm Ashley Ogilvy. My mom still swears me.
Yeah.
My dad still tells me like answer your effing phone.
Yeah.
So I'm still
That's interesting.
I still say out of turn things all the
Yeah.
time. The P word is still in my dictionary.
For real?
Yeah.
You know, does not like
What? Cringe
make
me
it,
out
yeah,
now.
yeah. Also,
No.
I wanted to ask you as well. Like, do you feel like had you stayed longer in the house, you would have been able to maintain everything that you have currently?
Meaning
like the favor and everything, or do you feel like how everything happened was God's like
Plan and
divine
reason for
will?
me.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you
I do believe that God, please don't come for me, I'm just being honest now.
yeah.
I do believe that God took me out of the game so
Yeah.
that the person that won can win.
You
Yeah.
think it's because of
Yeah,
that?
I think it's favor. I think, and also I believe
So you
that
think it's favor
yeah.
for him?
Yeah. I think it's favor for both of us. Also
Okay.
for me, it's like I was only in the house for 29 days, right? And the things that I'm doing are like things that people that are in the house even for 50 days or even like
Yeah,
40
true.
days have not
Yeah.
been able to do. So I think with me, God, it wasn't enough for him to show off with me. Because in the house, I would have just been like, oh, she's doing a lot. She deserves to win. But if he takes me out early, he's showing off with me. He's like, I'll take someone who everyone thought was nothing and make them into something.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Nah, that's valid. Because I was going to say, like, I feel like to a certain degree, because of the conversations that we had in the house, I feel like some of the individuals in the house were, like, borderline bringing the worst in you.
Yeah.
And they would take you off purposely,
deliberately,
so that they sort of like taint your name or taint your image, because even the smallest thing that you would do, it would be like spun out of
very huge.
It would be like, oh, actually did the, like, for instance, the juice thing, like,
wasn't
it's like
that deep.
Everyone was stealing, bro, like everyone was, but
even
when you ask,
biltong,
bro, like, it's not just that,
like,
the biltong is the only one that they showed, but like
I also framed you too with mineral. I framed you.
I remember you put it in now. It was in space.
Like, PK stole the middle. This is the empty bottle. But I think that everything that was done, it was done for a reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got here. We done the most. And thank you for coming. So so the last thing that I'm gonna say before I say goodbye is, like, this is like the 5th video. And these are the people that have impacted my 2025, because I've had a great year so far, and I'm going to have an even greater year. And BK, I hope your year is even greater and greater.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being honest.
Congratulations. I was honest, no?
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Oh, what do you think of my car?
Yo, it's beautiful, bro. It's so smooth. Like, when are you going to borrow me?
Soon.
Can I go with it to Cock? Yeah.
Yo, okay. We'll see about that.
What are you saying? You are yourself like, Cock is the worst.
Chery, we'll make a plan.
Oh,
Chery always makes a plan.
Aish.
Okay.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.